Okay, so it's been quite a while since I've jumped on and made a video here, so it all feels a little bit strange. Probably about 3 months since I actually last uploaded a video, which is far too long, so apologies for that. But basically what I'm going to do in this first video back is give a portfolio update of where we're currently at with stocks, and I'll also show my crypto portfolio as well, what I'm currently buying and what my strategy is for the next little while. So I am planning to get back into the swing of things in terms of uploading here on my YouTube and posting some content on TikTok as well. So do bear with me, apologies for that hiatus, but we're going to hopefully get back on track. Okay, so jumping straight into it, you can see we currently have a balance of €23,710.76. And that of course is made up of the invested cash, and then we currently have around 564 in free funds, which I'm using to put about €100 a week into my main pie here on Trading 212, which I'll show you guys in just a second. Okay, so things are changing a little bit at the minute because the stock market is live still for most of the stocks right now, but you can see that the return is currently 3,984, which is up around 20.79%, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. If we just take a look at the last 3 months here on the chart, for example, you can see that we've had quite a boost over the last kind of couple of weeks, I would say, even since the start of July, with it peaking there at around 5.5k up, which is about 28%, and then currently about just under 4,000, around that 20% mark. So definitely an improvement on, let's say, even June, quite an improvement in July, and a lot of that obviously due to Tesla, also Nvidia, two of my biggest stocks, but I'll show you guys the overall weighting in just a second. Okay, so a lot of green here, which is always great to see. I think there's very few in the red. We can see McDonald's. We also have Nike, which I contemplated getting rid of, but I'm just holding on to Nike for now. I think with Nike, maybe I'll do like a shorts video on that or something, because I do think it's an interesting stock right now. To be honest, could go either way. I'm not sure. Is it really a buy or a sell? But I'll do some more analysis on that and potentially make a YouTube short on that one. I think probably would be interesting to cover. Then we have PepsiCo down a little bit, Shopify, but to be honest, most things are in the green. If I find my highest earner right now, I would say you can see Palantir is at 100%, Nvidia 122%. I have rebalanced these portfolios as well within the pie. So, you know, Nvidia was up probably 180% at its highest in my stock portfolio, which is great. So I did do some rebalancing, which is a feature on Trading 212. For those of you maybe new to it, I'll show you how that works. But yeah, that's basically where we're currently at. If I look at the allocation then, just looking at the percentages, we have Tesla currently at 38.61%, Nvidia, the second biggest stock in the portfolio, at 5.5%, and then getting into the kind of lower ones, Palantir still I guess 5%, AMD 4.9%, and then we start to get into the smaller ones at around 2%. So if we jump over to the pies a minute, as I said, we still have these two pies, one literally just containing Tesla stock. That's just because if I want to add an additional stock that I'm maybe doing a short-term play on, I just add it into this pie and do a rebalance, so I don't have to add new money in. I can just reallocate some Tesla money there. But this is the main one. I use the Dow 32. In fact, let's invest our 100 that we were going to do this week into this right now. So let's click here, get that 100 in. And you can see this is the split that it will buy, each of these stocks at a small percentage. So let's go ahead and confirm that. I see that the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ are both closed literally this minute, I think. So that will actually execute in the morning, but good to have that one scheduled already. Okay, so let's take a look at this pie here for a minute. It's kind of a lot of the stocks you've already seen. You can see that the highest weighting in this pie at the minute is Nvidia at 10%. Within the context of this pie, it's up 154%, but within my overall, it's up 122%. I know that's confusing, but anyway, still it's green, so we're happy. So they're the kind of top ones in my portfolio right now. So Nvidia 10%, Tesla 8%, AMD 8%, and Palantir 8%. Shopify also up at 6%, and then we start to drop into the threes. So when I was saying the rebalancing part, basically, this is what you would do. You click this rebalance here. I can't do it right now. I wasn't probably thinking this through, but I can't do it right now because I've just executed an order. But basically when I do that rebalance, it allows me to, for example, you can see Nvidia's at 8% right now, the blue number. That will basically rebalance and take money from, let's say, Tesla, for example, which has gone up to 9.9%, and then balance everything out to the original weightings that I set them at. But speaking of Tesla, let's jump in, because as I said, this one definitely has started to have a bit of a turnaround. You can see the last 3 months, for example, it's up 26.7%, which is awesome because it's had a bit of a tricky period. You can see still over the last year, it's down 12%. And if we just look at the total timeline here, you can see it's been very, very volatile the last while. If anything, it was staying down for quite a while, but we've had a lovely shot back up there. Some decent news with Tesla, I guess, and we also have the on the 8th of August we have the Robotaxi unveil event, which should be hopefully a good catalyst for the stock as well. I know they're also working on a refresh for the Model Y, which a lot of people are excited about. So I've seen some leaks of that. I'll put them on screen, basically just like a rear tail light and internal lighting as well. So they look pretty cool, and that will hopefully help with the sales of the Model Y, although it's already one of the best selling cars. But overall, to be honest, haven't been paying too much attention to my portfolio. I did just get a new property, so that's where I am. This is a new setting. So I've been kind of focusing the money on that, but starting to add it back into my portfolio now. That's what I can focus on. So for this, as I said, going to start adding new money in once I use up this free cash that I currently have in here, and then basically just set it and forget it, buy the Dow Jones every week essentially with these stocks that I have in here. And then I'll keep an eye out for any new stocks I do want to add in here, but to be honest, I'm relatively happy with these. I'll take a more in-depth look at some of them, as I said, like Nike, which is a little bit more down, and see what I want to do with that position, if it's something that I believe in and I still want to invest in, or if I think it's going in the wrong direction. But yeah, I'll probably cover them off in a dedicated video, maybe what my top 3 stocks are for the next little while. Okay, so I'll also cover off crypto in this video. So jumping into my Coinbase portfolio, you can see we're currently at €3,332.80. And that is currently made up of 2 cryptos, which is Ethereum, which makes up about, rough maths here, about 33% I would say. And then we have, 66%, and then about 33% in Solana there as well. So jumping into Ethereum here, we can see the price is currently €3,000. This is that I'm looking at. You can see over the last month it's actually down 5%, but over the last year it's up 76%. So doing pretty well on the year basis there. But to be honest, the crypto space has been a little bit quiet, I would say, at the minute, which is generally a good time to be accumulating. So as part of my strategy, I'll continue to buy Ethereum and Solana at that kind of split percentages. So for every €100 I put into crypto, I'll put 66 into Ethereum and 33 into Solana at the minute. To be honest, with Bitcoin, I do think Bitcoin is a good one to have, but I just think the gains will be higher, I guess, in Ethereum and Solana, because generally when Bitcoin does well, I've seen that these two do well as well, and they have smaller market caps. They're still big market caps in the grand scheme of things, but compared to Bitcoin, they have smaller market caps, which basically the chances of these 2xing is higher than what Bitcoin is, just because it would take much more money in Bitcoin, despite it being more popular, for it to double. But all the same, I do think Bitcoin is an important crypto to have in your crypto portfolio. So it's probably one that I'll probably add back in at some stage, but I like to have this weighting between Ethereum and Solana for now, so I'll continue to add a little bit going forward into the crypto portfolio as well. Okay, so that's basically where we're at with the Trading 212 and crypto portfolio, so the stocks and cryptos there. So basically I've still been buying, it's still been there in the background, but I haven't been giving as much priority to it. But now that we're back making content, I'll make sure to stay on top of it and bringing you guys new videos on that. If you are glad to see these videos back, make sure you do drop a like on the video, and if you are new here, make sure you do subscribe as well. Would really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in another video.